Greetings, Benjamin J. from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, look what has just arrived from eBay. What you're looking at, of course, is American Flyer track. I got this entire box of track for $6. Now, I'm going to be derusting this, of course, but the interesting thing about it is 031 curves. So it's exactly the same curves that I'm using on the Menards track. So I can duplicate the Menards track using American Flyer track. And it interfaces with Menards, of course. So anyway, I got this entire box of track for the cost of one Menards curve. And there's a lot of track here, as you can see. Straights and curves. So I'll be derusting this in vinegar and be setting up a 6th rail and be incorporating this into the layout. So I'm going to pull all the pins out of it because you have to rearrange the pins to make this work with Menards track. But it's exactly the same size as Menards track. I did a bunch of videos earlier on this. This is the, boy, sun coming through the window. This is American Flyer pre-war track. This is Menards track, and as you see, it interfaces perfectly. It's the same height, uses the same size pins. So, got all of this for the cost of one Menards curve. $6 for all this track. And as you can see, it's in fairly bad condition. Covered in rust, oxide. Some of it is better than other. But even so, it all needs to be derusted. So I'm going to pick up a couple of gallons of 5% white vinegar, and I will probably derust this tonight. And I'll get this derusted, neutralize the acid. I'm going to spray it with WD-40 and then dry it, or dry it and spray it with WD-40 to prevent hoar rust, the light, bright red surface rust that forms from the moisture in the air. So anyway, $6 for all of this track. I'll pull the pins, I'm going to derust it, and then put the pins back in the correct order to be able to interface this with Menards track. And I'll get a new rail set up using this old nasty track. So I saw this on eBay. I couldn't pass it up. $6 for all of it. So it's always interesting to experiment. And now that I know that this American Flyer track interfaces with the Menards track, gives me lots and lots of opportunities to do things I couldn't do otherwise. For example, since the track interfaces with Menards, that means the American Flyer switches and the American Flyer crossovers will also interface with Menards track. Now, Menards track is fairly inexpensive. The straights are $1.99. The curves are like $5. And when you start adding all these curves up, there's lots of curves on this layout, as you see. And so you're talking about $60 worth of curves. This way, I got the entire box of track for the cost of one of these Menards curves. So I'll be going through all this. Like I said, I'm going to pull all the pins and take it from there. But I'll get this derusted. Very likely, I'll derust it tonight. Now you can see this is in fairly poor condition. You can't run it in this condition. It will not run. It won't conduct electricity. The pins are rusted. The track is covered in rust. And some of it is better than others, but all of it is covered in oxide. So none of it is going to run. Anyway, I got it really, really cheap, so I just couldn't pass it up. $6 for the entire box of American Flyer track. So hopefully this time tomorrow, I will have a 6th rail set up and begin some experiments. And if I set up the 6th rail with this track, I'm going to then begin experimenting with switches and crossovers. So I might set up the figure 8 track using this American Flyer track. We'll see. But this just arrived. Like I said, I got the entire box for $6. Couldn't pass it up. That's the cost of one curve of Menards track. So I'm going to pull the pins, soak it in vinegar. I'll get it very likely soaking tonight. And by tomorrow, this will be usable, up and running. So I'll set up a 6th rail, and then we'll take it from there. But I just want to do a quick video. This just arrived. As you can see, it is in really poor condition. Some of it is better than others, but regardless, even the best of it, I doubt it is going to run. So I want to do a quick video on this. I'll do a video tonight after I get it soaking in vinegar. 24 hours, so this time tomorrow, this should be usable track. We'll see. So I just want to do a quick video on this. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email. BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.